We have a breaking news for you from Oromia. After this breaking news, some updates about two previous videos, then four more news stories. The breaking news is from Oromia region where a bomb blast is being reported in Bulbula town. The town is situated in East Shiva zone of Oromia region. The bomb blast happened around 48 hours ago. State media did not report it. Now it is being reported by some news outlets. In Bulbula, there is a military training school as well, and it is being told by some locals that a militia was undergoing a training there. Government-backed militia was being trained there. There was a graduation ceremony of these new recruits at the training school. The bomb blast seems to be an IED, improvised device which went off. At least 3 casualties are being reported, and these 3 were recruits in the militia which is undergoing training in Bulbula. Several dozen have been injured. At least 3 dozen recruits and others have been injured in this bomb blast. The government has not named anyone so far. The government is not accusing OLA or any other group of having carried out this attack. We have not seen any statement from Oromo Liberation Army as well. I have not seen any official statement from OLA about this incident. Who carried out this attack? Who is behind this bomb attack in Bulbula? That's not clear. We'll update you in coming hours about this development. But so far, what we can confirm is that at least 3 casualties are being confirmed and around 3 dozen were injured in this bomb blast. Some news stories for you from Ethiopia. Before that, 2 important updates about previous videos. Last night, I reported about internal conflict in NAMA, National Movement of Amhara. The political party was holding its General Assembly. Bilat Emola was under pressure, its chairman. There were questions about re-election of Bilat Emola, but he has been re-elected. He is once again the chairman of the party. It seems that the conflict, the internal problems have been solved by the party. A statement has been issued by the party about its new executive committee. Secondly, the party condemns alleged TPLF atrocities against Amharas, and it is urging the regional government, the federal government to rehabilitate and to provide aid to people displaced in Vog Himra zone of Amhara region. Second update is about an incident which I reported yesterday in a video. It happened in Gursum, Woreda, Fafan region, Banbas, a town of Somali region, where some persons were killed during a tribal conflict. A tribal meeting was underway and the persons were killed. The incident has been confirmed. Somali regional government has also confirmed the incident. President Mustafa Umar today offered condolences to the family members of the killed. Reportedly, around 10 casualties are being confirmed. Question is, who killed these persons? No clarity so far. ONLF is accusing Somali regional government forces. Somali regional government has not taken any official position so far. Conflicting reports are coming in about the killings, but killings have been confirmed in this Fafan region of Somali region, Fafan zone of Somali region of Ethiopia. Now, some news stories for you. Firstly, Shimelis Abdisa Oromia region's president today faced a very tough question, a very tough suggestion from a member of Oromia Regional Council in a meeting. Secondly, we have a new story from Sudan. US has imposed sanctions on Central Reserve Police of Sudan. Just a few minutes ago, Antony Blinken, US Secretary of State, made this announcement. Thirdly, a journalist has been freed. Is he a Tigrayan? He was arrested in September last year from Bahirdar. He was released today. Fourthly, we have been hearing about examination controversy, especially in Amhara region. University entrance exam was held a few days ago. Amhara region has serious reservations about the exam result, and today Amhara regional government announced to send a team to have a meeting with Federal Examination Board about this problem. And lastly, Prosperity Party is due to start some public debates from Wednesday. PM Abiy's government, PM Abiy's party has made this announcement. What are these public debates going to start on Wednesday? Firstly, viewers, Shimelis Abdisa is Oromia region's president. A meeting of Oromia Regional Council was held. During this meeting, a person who is representative from Guji zone of Oromia shared a suggestion with Shimelis Abdisa. The person said, PM Abiy went at the forefront to fight Tigray fighters when Tigray fighters were advancing towards Addis Ababa. And Shimelis Abdisa should do the same as well. He should go to the front lines to fight Oromo Liberation Army. How would Shimelis Abdisa respond to this suggestion? Will he go to the front lines to fight Oromo Liberation Army? Not very likely. And secondly, OLA is not in one place. OLA is mostly in rural areas, in forests. So there are not very well-defined front lines in this conflict. And Oromia regional government has been accused in the past, recently as well, of backing Oromo Liberation Army, that Oromia regional government wants to use this group against hardliner Amhara militias, Amhara forces. So it would be a difficult choice for Shimelis Abdisa to make, to go to front lines to fight Oromo Liberation Army. OLA and Amhara forces are now involved in direct combat in some places. I have reported in previous videos. So that is why the solution can come after extensive discussions among OLA, Oromia regional government, Amhara forces, Amhara regional government. If all of them sit at the table, there could be solution. Otherwise, the problem cannot be solved by Shimelis Abdisa going to front line or Amhara president going to front line. Secondly, viewers, Sudan, where US has imposed sanctions on Central Reserve Police, CRP of Sudan. US has imposed sanctions in connection with use of force by this police unit against protesters. We know that since the last week of October, protests have been underway in Sudan. Abdul Fattah al-Burhan tried to stage tried to stage a coup in October last year. Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok was put under house arrest. Later he was released, he was reinstated, but he had to leave because protesters turned against him as well. Protests have been going on since then. Protesters want complete democracy. They don't want any role of Sudanese military in politics. It is not backing off, it's using force. Dozens of protesters have been killed in use of force by these forces. Several forces are involved in use of force, but US has imposed sanctions on CRP, Central Reserve Police. What are these sanctions about? The statement says that all assets of CRP in US will be frozen, and US citizens will not be able to do any transaction with CRP. Will these sanctions hurt CRP a lot? I don't think so. I don't think that CRP would be having any huge assets in the US, but at least it's a step in the right direction. US will have to put some pressure upon Sudanese military, Sudanese forces. Otherwise, protests will continue, protesters will be killed, and nothing will happen. But so far, Sudanese military is not backing off. There's no solution in sight so far. Thirdly, a journalist has been released. He is said to be a Tigrayan. His name is Mikias, and he was arrested in Bahirdar. Mikias Tilahun is his name. He was arrested in Bahirdar in September, I think. Since then, he has been in prison, but he has been released now. It has been confirmed. One journalist is still in prison, no signs of his release. Who is he? Tamrat Nagra, who was very vocal against Eritrean president, against Oromia regional government as well. We have seen calls for his release, especially from Amhara region. No signs of his release so far. Secondly, Amir Aman of the Associated Press is in prison as well. He was charged with having ties with Oromo Liberation Army. He interviewed some members of OLA. He is also in prison. Both Amir Aman and Tamat Nagra are being charged with terrorism. No signs of their release so far. Fourthly, viewers, Amhara regional government has announced to send a team to coordinate with the Federal Examination Board in connection with the recent university entrance exam, which was held a few days ago, but the results in Amhara region were very poor. This exam is mandatory to have admission in universities, but the examination results of Amhara region are not up to mark. One of the reasons behind these poor results, of course, is the war, Tigray Amhara fighting, which went on for several months. Schools remained closed. At one point, Amhara regional government, Ethiopian federal government called upon students to join the war. So, students suffered, education suffered in Amhara region. That is why perhaps the results are not outstanding in Amhara region. But regional government says that there are some irregularities which have been seen in the conducting and result making process of this exam. That is why this team is being sent to coordinate with Federal Examination Board. We know that Federal Education Ministry is being led by Azima party head Berhano Naga. Will there be some concessions for Amhara region students? I think there should be some concessions because this region suffered a lot. Tigray suffered most in terms of education, Afar as well, Amhara region too as well. So Federal Education Ministry must announce some concessions for the areas affected by the war. Lastly, viewers, PM Abiy's Prosperity Party has announced to start public discussions from Wednesday. From Wednesday, all regions, party members will hold public debates. Civilians will also be allowed to be part of these meetings, will be allowed to ask questions. Central committee members will attend these public debates, they'll respond to questions. PM Abiy made this announcement an hour ago. A democratic culture is being promoted if these public debates happen without any coercion, without any intimidation. Will people be allowed to ask questions freely? That remains to be seen. We saw a drama of party elections a few days ago when Prosperity Party held so-called party elections. That wasn't party election. All of us saw what happened. So let's see. We'll update you on Wednesday about these public debates.